Hello.
Hello.
So tell us a little bit about the Book of Mormon for those 3 or 4 people out there who have not heard of this production yet.
The Book of Mormon is a show written by Matt Stone and Trey Parker, creators of South Park, among many, many other ventures, and Bobby Lopez, who wrote Avenue Q. So those 3 guys got together and wrote this beautiful show about 2 Mormon missionaries who go out to change other people's lives and end up, I think their lives end up being changed for the better. So that's the short story.
Well, this show has sure changed my life. Let me embellish that just a little bit. Now, I really don't. This is one of the kinds of shows, in my opinion. I love going to the theater because my role in the entertainment business is on the money side. So I'm sort of a behind-the-scenes kind of a guy. But when I go to the theater, I just get to be a fan and enjoy the show. And the Book of Mormon is one of those kinds of shows where you really have to see it. There's so much going on. These production numbers are amazing. There are several show-stopping, I think there's like 18 songs.
Right.
And I posted a couple of them on my Facebook at Brian Darling. And one of them, the opening number is called Hello. Mm-hmm. And there's all these doorbells and stuff going on. Now, you actually are the understudy for the lead character.
That's correct. I'm the standby for the Broadway company for Elder Price.
So, how many times do you actually get to
play
that role?
I've been on. I joined about a year and 2 months ago, and I've been on 44 times for the lead role in Book of Mormon. So.
Oh, that is so amazing! I've got to come and see you in New York. Now, all my darlings in L.A. at my favorite theater, the Pantages Theater in Hollywood, the touring company of Book of Mormon is opening on January 21st, and it's going to be here for many months. I think it's here. They extended it already through May.
Yeah, I think it's 4 or 5 months. Yeah, so you should definitely check it out.
So I'll definitely be going down and seeing a few more Book of Mormons. Now, KJ, there's a lot of dancing and singing. I don't suppose you really have to hit the gym too often, do you? With all those 8 shows a week.
Yeah. If I was with 8 shows a week, you never have to do any cardio at the gym. That's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, with all this crazy weather in New York, how do you keep your voice in tune?
Well, actually, it's pretty common. I mean, in the wintertime especially, you really have to make sure you warm up longer than sometimes in the summertime. But I have about a 30-45 minute warm up that I have on my handy dandy iPhone that gets me prepared for the show, and then I usually will sing through I Believe at home before I go to the theater to make sure I got all the notes. But yeah, it sometimes can be complicated with the cold weather, but it's all part of the experience.
And there are some definite high notes that you really have to hit. Now, you've done. Gosh, I'm looking at your list of shows here. Wicked. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was a great show. Everybody saw Wicked. That was here at the Pantages for quite a long time as well.
It was, yeah. Yeah, there's 2 tours of Wicked, and I was on the other tour actually, but they did play the Pantages for a long time. Yeah.
Well, we need to get you out to L.A. Now, you are at the Eugene O'Neill Theater on 49th Street. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking here. Well, everybody knows I'm a numbers guy, so if I can put it into numbers, it makes a little bit more sense for me. The total gross of Book of Mormon since they opened in 2011 is over $218 million. You guys have been selling out every night for years, and you guys just had your best week. Looks like beginning of December, over $2 million. Can you imagine that? Isn't that amazing? And that's really, they're coming to see you, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it mostly has to do with me. I think I have like 500 Twitter followers, so it really, I've really put the word out there, and I think that it's helping.
Well, I think you might have 5,000 pretty soon. Twitter is great. I'm just sort of learning how to tweet, and I found some stuff on. I posted a couple of the songs on my YouTube channel at The Darling Show TV.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, I should probably. Stacy's going to want me to do social media. So, darlings, you can find me at briandarling.com. Everything Brian Darling is at briandarling.com. It's so easy. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can see all these great shows every week. Now, Altar Boys, that was such a was that a challenge as far as the vocals go?
I mean, it's about a hour and a half show, and there's no intermission, and it's all, there's 5 guys on stage the entire show, and but for me, I really I had some of the most fun with that show. People come in not expecting and not knowing what it is, and they always leave having had a good time, and I had a blast doing that. I had so there was 5, and I grew up doing I was in the quartet, and we competed at literary competitions and things like that. So that's kind of right in my wheelhouse, I feel like, and it was a lot of fun,
So you're just a theater guy all the way around. Now, Book of Mormon, I got to tell you, this is one of those shows that you just automatically just jump up and start cheering. It's a little bit raunchy, I would say.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Now, I don't know. Can I give this away? My favorite scene, or my favorite production number in the show, is that spooky Mormon Hell Dream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
I'm not going to say any more about it other than you have to go down and see the show. But can you tell us what character you normally play in that? That's got to be an amazing number to do every night.
Yeah, I'm the standby, so I'm not in the show every single night, and my only job is to cover Elder Price. So that's usually what I did. Now, I did cover another role for about 10 weeks, and I played it every night. I played Hitler in the spooky Mormon hell number, and then I would turn around and play Jesus right afterwards. So I always laughed that you could tell everybody that I played Hitler and Jesus in the same show every night.
Hitler, yes, Hitler is in this show. Jesus is in the show. Who else? I think there's a little scrotum action going on. Ooh, I don't want to give away too much about this show, but now the Eugene O'Neill Theater looks like about 1,000 seats, so that's a pretty small theater. The Pantages has about 2,700 seats. So what's it like? Take us onto the stage, and you're just doing your last number. Everybody's going wild. What kind of feeling is that to
I mean,
so many millions and millions of people?
It's incredible. I mean, there's no other word to explain it. I think that we as actors, at least it's kind of why. I mean, it's why we do what we do. To get a reaction like that, to feel like you've moved that many people, and this is one of those special shows where you get that feeling every single night. And we've all been a part of shows that aren't that way, and and it's such a pleasure to have that kind of response at the end of the night, because you know that they were with you the whole way through. So it's I don't know. There's not another word. It's just incredible.
Well, we are grabbed when we sit. The opening number is just amazing. It's called Hello, and I've been like tapping my foot all day as I'm doing my research. I was looking on YouTube, and I actually found a couple of renditions. This is actually something that I'm going to go to iTunes, and I'm going to actually buy this soundtrack.
You absolutely should. It won the Grammy. I think that was 2 years ago. It won the Grammy for Best Soundtrack. And this show's won Grammys. I don't know how many Tonys, but lots of Tonys. And I mean, awards out the wazoo. So it's definitely and it's all because it's good, you know.
And I got to tell you, these theaters, I've really only in my life been to New York maybe 4 or 5 times. But the thing that I really like about the theaters on Broadway are you walk out of the theater and the stage door is like right next to where you go in, and you could be walking down the street and there's Harvey Fierstein, there's Bernadette Peters. These people are all over the place, and they come out and they take your picture with them, they sign autographs. I think it's a lot more personal. We don't have that kind of theater atmosphere, unfortunately, in Hollywood. We only have the Pantages and a couple of other theaters downtown right now. But that Broadway experience it's got to be amazing.
Yeah, I toured a lot before booking this show. This was my Broadway debut, and I think that the touring houses are great in a way because they're so huge and they can fit so many people, but they're not as personal as the Broadway houses. They're just not. I mean, here the audience is right at your feet, and yeah, you walk out and people are waiting, to sign autographs, and I mean it's you're all right there, and I'm constantly running into people, and I'll walk past Samuel L. Jackson or Patrick Stewart, or every day you're walking past people who are going to their jobs, but it's very intimate in New York, and it's a great city.
Oh, I agree. About 10:30, 11 o'clock, just sort of hang around between 42nd and 49th, just about anywhere. Hey, I met Cheyenne Jackson. Oh, that was so cool. I got a good picture with him. So let me see. What else? Now, what did you do in Hairspray? Was that was up on 53rd Street?
That was on 53rd. I did Hairspray at a regional theater called Gateway Playhouse in Long Island, and I played Link Larkin. Yeah, so that's another very well written show, and always has the people on their feet at the end of the show. It's such a fun and good time.
So you're just all over the country. Now, what advice would you have for some youngster who really wants to get into the theater and do this kind of work? What advice would you have for them?
Do it as often as possible. Try to get involved in every community theater program that there is in your community, and never give up. If it's what you really want, you just have to keep plugging. We as actors, we get rejected time and time and time again, and for every success stories, we have at least 10 or 15 stories of failure. So it's all about just keep on going and keep your eye on the prize, and eventually, if you believe in yourself enough, you'll make it. So,
well, of course, that's another showstopper. Believe, or I Believe, is that what it's called? Is that the name of that one?
Yeah, I Believe. Mm-hmm. It's in the second act. I think that may be considered the 11 o'clock number. I'm not sure, but I think that would be it. Yeah.
There's so many. I can't really even pick one. I can't even pick one. Now, your lovely wife, Brooke, who we've had on the show before, and we're going to bring her back. She's an actress.
That's right. Yep.
And she's got that web show, Sitting on Babies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's coming up on season 2, yeah?
It's coming up on season 2. They're in the final editing process right now. They've got 4 episodes ready to go, and I've seen some of it, and it's some really good stuff. She knows what she's doing with that, so you should definitely check it out. SittingOnBabies.com. It's on YouTube and Funny or Die, but I think this next section will probably come out on Coldcast.com.
Well, I'm going to see if I can get you guys out to Beverly Hills. Can you imagine Sitting on Babies in Beverly Hills? Ha-ha.
I feel like that's got to be their next venture, right? I mean, you do New York, you have to do Beverly Hills, or vice versa.
Brooke, if you're listening, hint, hint. And the Book of Mormon is coming too, hint, hint. You know, maybe we can work something out here. So really, I mean, you're at the theater. I mean, literally at 5 minutes to 8, they could call you and say you're going on.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't happened that close yet, but it has happened right about a half hour where I found out that I'm going on, and we've had a couple scares here and there that we think I'm going to go on mid-show, but that hasn't happened for me yet. It has happened for the Cunningham character. There's also a standby for the Cunningham role. Before I got there, he had to. That's why we're there, just in case.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
The show must go on, and it does. Well, KJ, oh, and I saw your wedding proposal on somebody's website. That was so cool. Now, you have to go to his wife, Brooke's website, and he posted a video of his proposal to Brooke, which I just thought was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good day.
I like that one. Shoot us across.
She did not see it coming, and that made me happy.
Well, you picked a good one. And listen, when you guys are out in LA, give me a call right here at the Brian Darling Show, and I'll make sure that Beverly Hills is ready for you guys.
We will absolutely let you know, and hopefully we'll get out there soon because we love California.
Well, you're always welcome on the Brian Darling Show. And KJ, I just want to thank you for staying up late and popping in. I know you got a lot of stuff to do. So,
well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
When you're in New York, go down to 49th Street at the Eugene O'Neill Theater and see KJ Hippensteel in the Book of Mormon. Thanks so much for joining me, KJ.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.